My wife thinks I don't know she's been slamming the babysitter, and I'm going to catch them in the act. My wife and I have been together for 6 years, married for 4. We have 2 kids, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. Both of us work full-time. I'm a realtor, she owns her own business. We've been through a lot together, or at least I thought we had. We've had different nannies over the years, but none of them worked out. Sometimes our parents would step in to watch the kids. About 8 months ago, my wife told me her friend's son was looking for a part-time job during college. His name's Steven, he's 20, and we live in a small college town, so the commute wouldn't be bad for him. We tried him out one night. Everything went smoothly. He was polite. The kids absolutely loved him, and he seemed responsible. We started using him regularly. I had no reason to suspect anything. He was just a good kid helping us out. My suspicions started exactly 1 month ago. I came home early from a showing that got canceled. My wife's car was in the driveway, but Steven was still inside babysitting. When I walked in, they both seemed surprised to see me. I asked my wife why she didn't send him home if she was already here. She said he was just trying to make a little money and the kids were having so much fun. She didn't want to send him off. It seemed reasonable at the time, but something about the way she said it stuck with me. Then 2 weeks ago, I was driving to a meeting across town and had to pass by my wife's office building. Steven's car was parked right there in the lot. It's a distinctive car. I couldn't mistake it. Later that night at dinner, I casually mentioned I'd seen his car there. She barely looked up from her plate and said he was probably stopping by to see his dad who works in the same building. That explanation made sense. His dad does work there, but her tone was too casual, too dismissive. After that, I started paying closer attention. Steven would show up to babysit dressed differently than before. Better clothes, tighter fits. One night, I noticed he was wearing makeup, just subtle stuff around his eyes, for a babysitting gig with 2 toddlers. 2 days ago, I was cleaning out my wife's car and found strands of brown hair in the back seat. Long brown strands. I have black hair, my wife has black hair, but Steven has brown hair, the exact same shade. My wife's also 5'5" and 240 pounds. I couldn't picture her doing anything in a cramped back seat, but the hair was definitely there. Last night, I got my chance. My wife left her phone on the kitchen counter while she was putting the kids to bed. I checked her messages with Steven. Nothing romantic, nothing explicit, but I could tell messages had been deleted. The conversation didn't flow right. It jumped around with obvious gaps in the middle. I talked to my friend this morning over coffee. He listened to everything and then said something that hit me hard. He said my wife has always had a type. Brown men. I'm brown. Steven's brown. It all clicked into place. So today I made a plan. Steven's at the house right now babysitting. According to Find My iPhone, my wife's 30 minutes away heading home. They both think I'm working until 7 p.m. tonight, but I'm not. I'm going to walk in unannounced 15 minutes after my wife gets home. I've been tracking her location. She stopped at the grocery store for exactly 10 minutes on her way home. I parked on a side street where I could see our driveway without being spotted. I watched her pull in at 5:30. Steven was scheduled to work until 6. I waited exactly 15 minutes, then drove up to our barn and parked there so they wouldn't hear my car on the gravel driveway. My heart was pounding as I walked up to the house. I opened the front door. Steven was in the kitchen feeding my 4-year-old dinner, but he wasn't dressed like a babysitter. He was shirtless, wearing only tight underwear. The moment he saw me, he went straight to the living room and grabbed his phone off the couch, immediately sending a text to someone. His hands were shaking. On the coffee table sat a fresh bouquet of flowers, expensive-looking ones, not grocery store flowers. I asked him about them, trying to keep my voice steady. He said some girl he's been seeing from school gave them to him today. Said he didn't want to leave them in his car, so he brought them inside. When I asked more about this girl, he got vague, said she was from school, wasn't sure if it was going anywhere. That's when I heard the shower turn off upstairs. My wife's voice called down asking if I was home yet. Steven grabbed his shirt and left immediately.